Hey guys, welcome back to an all-new episode of R&D Garage, which today is being filmed in front of a live studio audience. Okay, so I apologize for if my voice isn't coming through correctly or if the lighting is a little bit off. I was in a car accident a couple weeks ago with my FJ. Entirely preventable, however, the other guy didn't see it that way, but insurance is assigning him 100% of the blame. And as you can see, we can't really move her to the shop because she's FUBAR. Anyway, I've got some parts. We're gonna start to do a little bit of the repair work now. However, the weather is also turning, so we're just gonna get done what we can get done today, and then probably have another episode. But, you know, so on the one hand, I'm like, damn it, my girl is off the road. But on the other hand, I know you guys are like, yes, another FJ video. So there we are. And I also want to thank my buddy Chris for the Yoda sweatshirt. It's super cool. And also, you guys, I am now selling t-shirts. We've got materials, we've got supplies, we've got everything. So leave a comment below if you want a t-shirt. Okay, let's get started. Okay, guys, so here's the damage we're looking to replace. Obviously, the fender flare, the fender's crunched, the turn signal, and then down below here, the knuckle is bad. The knuckle is damaged. The outer tie rods, we're replacing basically just about everything under here. So let's go ahead and get done what we can get done today. Okay guys, so since I have actually demonstrated this whole thing, what we're doing today, in another list on the playlist or another video on the playlist, feel free to go back there for more information. I'm going to treat this one just as kind of a ride along, so it takes me kind of a shorter time to get through it, because like I said, the weather is turning and it's muggy, but it may rain soon. So we're just going to go ahead, cut out the talk just a little bit and get her done. Okay, first I'm going to pull off the tire. And these are 21 millimeters bolts. They're lug nuts. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set this aside, put those right there, and my poor tire. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go set this aside and we'll be right back. Okay guys, now I'm gonna take the wheel spacer off, and these are 19 millimeter. And if you did these right, they're gonna have some Loctite on them, so it's gonna make a horrible crunching noise, but it'll be okay. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Okay guys, now it's time to take off the caliper. So that consists of 3 bolts. We've got a 13 millimeter on top here holding the brake line down, and then we've got 2 17 millimeters on the rear of the caliper. Let's get her done. I'm gonna do the 13 first. Cool, so that can get pushed out of the way now. And now the 17 millimeters. And now I'm going to go ahead and hang it up. After I take this off. Bam! There we go. Okay, next up is taking off the sway bar end link, but before that, I'm going to pull off this rotor and put it aside. So I will be right back. Oh, I almost fell. My foot fell asleep. Okay, it was like I was never gone. Okay, so this, I'm just going to go ahead, try to blast it off. I may It's so gunky down here. I may need like an Allen key to hold at the same time with a wrench while I take it off, but I'm gonna try the Ugga Dugga and hopefully you will not do me wrong. Mwah. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, so you guys clearly saw that did not work. And I wasn't really expecting it would. It obviously just kind of turned around. And also, if you're going to be reusing this part, do not use an Ugga Dugga on it because you will damage it. But obviously this is getting replaced. Okay, so I've got my 6mm Allen wrench in here. I've got my 17mm wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this into place and push up with this, or turn up. Yep. There we go. Okay, dust cap removal time. So we're talking about this guy. So what I'm gonna do is use my little tool first. I'm gonna tap, tap, tap. And then once it gets spread a little bit more evenly out, I'm gonna use my slightly bigger tool. And then if I need more leverage, my even biggest tool. So let's get her done. And obviously be careful, don't hurt yourself. Okay, now's the time where you can start twisting. So I'm gonna go back to the top. Oh yeah, check that out, guys. So I always like to err on the side of caution. When I'm tapping, I like to tap a lot. Beautiful. So, okay, now I'm gonna use the big guy here. Just like that. Wow, that is filthy. I'm actually surprised there's no like spiders in there. Okay guys, so now we're gonna try to get the cotter pin off. So that's basically what's also keeping the hub nut into place. And so what I'm gonna do is bend this side back, bend this side forward. So basically make them like a little sandwich. So the legs are apart, we're gonna put them together, and then we're gonna try to yank it out. So this is always a little bit difficult since it's been stuck in there for so long, but let's see what happens at this point. Okay, so here we go. So we've got one leg. And from the tip is a little bit better, because remember, this has to slide through. So if you can get it as flat as possible, you're doing good. And I'm going to squeeze them together just like that. And that still doesn't look so hot, but oh, actually, this may just work. Okay guys, so since I'm still having a little bit of trouble pulling it out, what I'm gonna do is keep my pliers just like this. You can see I kind of tried to flatten it again, but I've got my hammer and I'm gonna hit it against the pliers to see if that helps. So a little bit more, oh yeah, beautiful. Leverage. Bam, like a bad tooth. Okay, we're getting there. So I'm going to pull off the little locking device, and I'm going to stick my hub nut on here. Not my hub nut, but my fuse. Yeah. Okay, let's. Awesome. Very cool. Okay, now for the hub assembly. So this is a bit of a bear. It's the 4 bolts in back. And what I'm gonna do is gently loosen them with the 17mm, but I'm using the box end before I switch to the open end. And what I'm gonna do to loosen them is basically put them back here like this, and then just gently, gently hit them up. Without hitting myself in the head. That's pretty loose. So now I'm gonna go back in and get them off. Okay, so what I should have told you guys at first was everything, this whole hub assembly is going to come out as one complete package. These are put in before it's all pressed together, so that's why they're pretty much trapped right now, and you will not be pulling the bolts out without taking out the whole assembly. So just letting you know. So now we're going to go back in. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but basically what I'm going to do now is loosen them up even more with the open-ended side. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, quick wardrobe change because it's freaking hot out here. It feels like the South or something. I don't know, it's humid. Okay, I'm gonna take off the hub assembly and then the backing plate, which clearly wants to go with it. Okay, so there's this, remember that long, and then this guy. Okay, now we can move on. Okay, now we're gonna take off the ABS sensor, and which is this guy right here. So I'm going to be super careful over here because you can see this is basically where it broke, and so it's like razor sharp. So I've got my ratchet back here. It's a 12 millimeter, we said? Yeah, 12 millimeter. I've got my 5 millimeter Allen wrench right here, which I'm going to use next. But before I do that, I am going to take this guy off. And again, yeah, there we go. You may have to hold it into place for it to get some give. I like that sound. Yep. Sweet. Okay, so as you can see, well, it's still attached, but I'm going to, there we go. Even, there we go. So yeah, so clearly I was just kind of playing around. So now that I've got a grip on it, it's actually coming off. Okay, there, bam. So that is off. Even got some nice little grease on my ratchet here. And now we're gonna move over to the hex. There we go. And I think from here I can just kind of, so that's basically just to loosen it. I forgot how dirty this thing gets. I think it pretty much rivals Grandpa truck, which, oh my gosh, if you guys are in Northern California, next Saturday is the Peggy Sue Car Show, which is flippin' amazing. If you've never been, you have to go. It starts off with the show, I believe, at the fairgrounds in Santa Rosa, and then from 4:30 or 5:30 to 8 o'clock at night, we cruise basically together, both ways down 4th Street, and it's just, you feel like a rock star. There's so many muscle cars. It's only muscle cars, no imports. And we are taking Grandpa truck. So wave and yell hi if you see me. Okay, back to the scheduled program. So now, as you can see, I'm going to pull this ABS sensor straight out, and we're good. Let's move on. Okay guys, another cotter pin. So this one is a little bit of a bear, it's a little bit harder, but I'm going to use pretty much the same technique as I did with the other one. So I'm going to bend these back just a little bit, kind of like bend and twist. You can tell it's not coming out right now anyway. Beautiful. Look at that big banana of a cotter pin. Okay, now we're gonna take care of the bolts. I didn't mean to toss that. Now we're gonna do the 2 bolts at the bottom of the knuckle. Okay, so you guys already saw us take this off in the last video or one of the other videos in the playlist for the FJ, so I didn't bother documenting it here, so I'm gonna set this aside. Now we're just gonna go hit this nut, loosen it up a little bit, the upper ball joint. You'll see I have the adjustable wrench holding everything together because obviously everything else is broken. So I'm not gonna completely take it off, I'm just loosening it. There we go. I guess blocking the camera is probably Yeah, it's loose. Okay, I'm not going to take it off now because I don't want this whole assembly just to fall. So, okay, it's time to separate the upper ball joint. So I've got my handy puller here. I'm going to go ahead and slide it on just like this. And you want it, yeah, that's a good position right there. So I'm going to go ahead and start to tighten. And basically, you're going to see the tip is going to go into the bottom of the bolt right there, and so, or the nut. And so what we're going to do is basically take the ratchet and start to tighten, and we will probably hear a big bang. And so I'm going to put on my safety glasses just in case stuff happens. So, okay, so he's not exactly pointed in the middle of the nut, so what I'm going to do is kind of make it more parallel. So that's perfect. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and tighten it up. And so first, I'm just going to grab my ratchet because no one has time for that. Oh, that? Yeah, we're good guys. It popped apart. That was so anticlimactic. I want to do it again, but we won't. Okay, now I'm going to take the nut off. This is probably going to go boing again and, you know, be completely free because we're taking this completely off. Then I'm going to hit with the impact these two nuts, and then the knuckles should be free to pull off. Yeah, let's do it. Now I'm thinking about pizza. Bringing, I think, the Civic. There we go. That was nice and popped right off. So now you can see you do have to hold this when you do the impact on the bottom bolts here. And make sure it's straight. There's one. Whoa, that did not sound good. There we go. And a two. Okay. Hi, Knuckle. I'm so sorry that guy was a dick, but we are going to swap you out. Let's do it. Okay, guys, so I think that's a great stopping point right here. Like I said, I'm 90% sure it's going to rain, so I don't want to pull apart the diff or anything like that yet. So we will be back ASAP with a new video detailing this whole process again. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said again, there are a few car shows coming up tomorrow, Nevada Cars and Coffee. Next Saturday, Peggy Sue Car Show in Santa Rosa, California. So as always, you guys, thanks so much to all my new subscribers. There's been a bunch of you lately, and I'm so thankful for all of you. And for everybody who's been there since the beginning, thank you, thank you, thank you. So from the bottom of mine and Polly's, I don't even know what that was. You can't control a Frenchie. We've since learned that. We've had pit bulls. He is way more stubborn, but luckily he's cute too, so. And do not lick the Ugga Dugga. Okay, let's just cut this short. Have a great week, and I'll see you later.